I'm starting to publish videos now. I published one showing the cabin being delivered, and so it's been delivered. Since then, I've gotten a lot done here, and I'll go ahead and show you. Um, the cabin sits on six brick columns just like this. This is to give me space to be able to work underneath it. But to buttress the cabin and make sure that it doesn't start sagging over time, I went underneath this and put in a total of 18 of these supports on the outside and inside runners. And that's going to be my septic right there. So it's leading out to where the septic tank is going to be, and that's it right there. That's the IBC tote that's going to serve as my septic. So we'll go inside here and show what I'm doing so far. Basically, I'm getting components like sink, toilet, shower, and everything, just to have the components to be able to lay them out and know where all the pipes are going to go. And first thing I'm trying to get finished here is the shower. And so that's the shower base. And I have a foam board up to protect the walls. And this right here is going to be part of the alcove or surround or whatever you want to call it. So there's several pieces right here that are going to go together and form the surround. I already have the mixed valve assembly ready. PEX pipe is just about ready to go. I'm waiting for a crimper to arrive in the mail to be able to crimp it together. And that's it. So this is going to be where the bathroom is. That's the toilet flange. So the toilet's going to go right there. There's going to be a wall right here, and this little corner right here is going to be the bathroom, and then begins the kitchen over here. So I'll go ahead and keep videos showing my progress, but it's a small space to work with. So we're dealing with 14 by 30, 36 if you add the porch, but 14 by 30. And so let me stand here in the corner, give you an idea. It's not a lot, but but I didn't want a lot. I wanted a small space, and that's what I have here. All right, really quick here. I'm putting up the I guess you would call it the surround for the shower. This one comes in 6 pieces, so you got 2 of these corner pocket things, and then 4 more of these panels. And so I'm putting these panels in one at a time, so I can focus the bracing on it one at a time. And as you can see, kind of had to be creative. I'm using the toilet and the sink there as a weight to keep that in place on the bottom, and then it's screwed in on the other side right there. And then of course one thing you need to have, let me show you, for this and many projects, is a J roller. A J roller, this is hardened rubber, and what it does, whether it's for the contact veneer like you see up here, or this right here, I mean, it's invaluable for being able to go up and down and press it into the adhesive and get a really good bond. So that's what that is. That's called a J roller, and you definitely want to have that for this and many projects. All right, I'm pouring a second section of concrete here. This is using the dry pour method, which has become really popular on YouTube. And I've used this actually several times now. As you can see, this first section here is already done. And nice professional finish on top. That's actually done by mortar, not concrete. So it's filled with concrete, but then I top it with mortar and screed it really fine, edge it, float it, do all that good stuff. And you come out with that professional look in the end. But right here, I have this half pour. That's 3 bags of concrete in there right now. I went ahead and put in my rebar. It's partially buried. It's kind of hard to see. Um, but right here you have these 3 pieces right here are actually drilled into the first pad, and so that way there's a continuity between the first and the second pad, and so those are actually going to hold it fastened to the first pad, so that way everything heaves together. When we have frost heave in the winter time. I also wanted you to notice that these are not tied together. So in a dry pour, you do not need to tie the rebar together. The reason is because you're not pouring in wet concrete, so there's nothing to force them apart. So basically, you bury them in place as is, and the cure's in place as is, and there's no purpose or reason to tie them together. Okay, so I have the rest of the concrete in. Took a total of 5.5 bags to get this filled, and as you can see, I have a PVC pipe there. That's just for some additional drainage. So once this is fully set and cured, I'm going to go ahead and drill holes in there to give the water somewhere else to be channeled out. And we'll be doing the same thing on the next segment as well. Also want to show you what I'm doing here. Now once it's poured, you want this to settle as much as possible. So as you can see, I'm taking this rake here and moving along. And this is a great method for getting it down into every crack and crevice and to get it settled as much as possible. And it's complete. So now I'm confident that the concrete is down and settled and into every crack and crevice. And so now we're good to go ahead and start screeding. What I'm going to do is as I'm screeding with the 1x1 board here, I'm going to be adding mortar mix, screeding along with that, and continue to supply mortar mix along the line until the entire thing is covered with mortar mix. And so I'll show you how that looks when I'm done. All right, and so I want to show you the screeding method that I use right here. I'm just getting started, as you can see. So basically, I'm moving across, and you see the supply of mortar mix along there, and you also see that it's about to run out right up there. And so wherever it runs out, I go ahead and just grab my trowel and resupply this. So what you want is a little pile along the length of the screed board at all times, and where it begins to run out, then go ahead and resupply it, and then keep screeding. And so I move back and forth. And as you can see, I'm leaving a really fine finish. The pipe's being covered up, which is just fine. I mean, I'm going to drill through that when it's all done. It's right close to the surface, but it's probably going to be covered with a slight, just a slight covering of mortar mix. But that's how you do it. So you just see it's about to, it's running up there in the corner. I go ahead and pull it back a little bit. And resupply. And put some more at this end. Looks like it's about to run out here in the middle too, so. I usually go through half an 80-pound bag of mortar mix with each of these projects. And that's what it looks like after being screeded. So it almost looks professional already, but I'm not quite done yet here. I want to show you the tools I'll be using. On the left there is the handheld float, and on the right is an edging tool. And so I'm going to go ahead and use that on this to create an even more professional look. Okay, and that's what it looks like with the float and the edging tool. So, like I said, a nice professional look. It's nice and smooth, and no rocks shown on the surface from the aggregate from the concrete. So we're looking good. And so I did brush off what was on the pipe there too with a toothbrush to get that to show. So we're ready to go ahead and do our first misting. Now, of course, I'm following the guidance of Cajun Country Living. Shout out to them for bringing this to us. And so I have this set. It's not mist, but it's fanned. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like a mist in a wedge. But we're going to go ahead and put it on. It has to be the very lightest setting. It has to be the closest you can get to mist. So I'll show you right here. That is just a mist. And I want to get it so that it's thoroughly dark. All right. So as you can see, I'm misting it until it's dark, but not to the point where it starts to pool. That's not what I want to do with this first misting. All right, that's it. And so that just gets the process started. I'm going to do this again half an hour later. And then that'll get the surface to harden enough to where I can start showering it with water and greater amounts of water. Okay, so here we are a half an hour later, and that is looking absolutely beautiful. It is time for the second misting, which we're going to do right now. Okay, so again, we're just doing it just enough to get it all dark with moisture, but we don't want to get to the point where it's puddling, not yet. Okay, that should be sufficient. Let me show you what I'm using right here. I did a video on this before, this 12 volt battery operated, so it was charges with 12 volts. But anyway, goes right into the water there, and I used to actually shower with this thing. This has multiple settings. So that's what I'm using as water right here. Right now I don't have any other source of water. This thing works like a champ. I use it to water my plants. I use it for all kinds of things. It's incredible the value I get out of this. All right, so an hour has passed, and now it's time for the first shower. So we'll go ahead and do that here. And now we can give it a thorough soaking. So just keep going over this until it starts to puddle, collect on the surface. And so just to review, after the first misting, I waited 1/2 hour, did another misting, waited an hour, and now it's going to be every hour that I do this. It's very thirsty. And we're taking full advantage of the concrete's capillary action. And that water is being whipped all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so it did rain, and it rained quite a bit, so this thing definitely got all the water that it needs. Take a few weeks to cure properly. Right now it's probably strong enough for me to stand on it, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, that's it. That is the second section, and that's how you do a dry pour of a concrete slab.